we sometimes do. So those of us who are here, we'll start our meditation slow and easy. If you'd like to join me in Sufi grind, come into a comfortable position where your spine can lengthen up from your rooted pelvis. Take a huge breath in, feel the ribs flare open, rise. And on exhale, lean forward just a little bit and start drawing small circles with your relatively straight spine. Connecting to the movement and sensations. I'm close to the earth. Invite your breath to mix in with those sensations. So you stir the contents of the pelvis, almost like stirring really thick oatmeal. As you add the breath, it gets smoother. Maybe the circles broaden. And of course, your circles might stay really tiny, almost imperceptible. And if your body tells you it wants to be still, to lie down, honor that. Stay with your breath. Be witness to your body and its quieter cues. Or if your circles start to smooth out the edges of the pelvis, maybe the spine wants to move more freely. The rib cage starts to press out in a more formal grind. The shoulders and neck may ask for some movement. Mix your breath into any sensations, anything that's opening up. And stay watchful. Rather than directing any shifts or no shifts here. The constant of breathing in, breathing out, making space for your experience. You've chosen to stay with the circles and you've been circling in the same direction. Next time you're leaning forward, pause. Take a yummy breath in. Exhale, reverse the circles. We'll keep going for about 8 more breaths. Start to breathe your way back to center. whether that's sitting with tall spine or continuing to lie down. Rub your hands together. And if you noticed in your opening meditation any part of your physical body that could use some extra vibration, attention, breath, and you can reach it with your hands with ease. Once your hands are warm and tingly, float them there. It might have been part of your busy mind or part of your emotional body that needs a little extra space today. Well, then let your hands float intuitively to wherever they go. They know. 3 rounds Brahmari breath. Inhaling and exhaling with a sound, giving your vibration sound and sensation. If you're in a place where you want to sing out in the om, go for it, and then just linger on the sound at the end of the om. We'll start together and then continue the next 2 rounds on your own breath. Let's breathe in. You can stay lying down if you're on your back with knees bent, feet on the floor, or sit up. We'll just do a couple pelvic tilts here on our seat. As you breathe in, expand the low belly, release it. So if you're sitting, you rock forward towards pubic bone. If you're on your back, your low back arches. You're rocking towards sit bones. Breathe out. Low belly draws in, either rocking back onto tail if you're lying down, low back pressing down, tailbone tucking up. Go back and forth 3 more times with your breath, simply rocking the pelvis out. Rolling back and forth on sit bones. Or lying down, massaging up and down along the sacrum. And if you're sitting, you can continue your pelvic tilt while you breathe. Those of you lying down, breathe your way up to a sitting position. We'll all sit in that place where both pubic bone is rooted down and tailbone is untucked but rooting. Shoulder shrugs in 3 parts, the Forrest Yoga variation. Huge breath into your upper back. Hold the first breath in, hike shoulders to ears, squeeze the tops of the shoulders up and back towards each other, and keep squeezing as you exhale them down the spine into upper back. Middle rhomboids, inhale, spread the upper back with breath. Exhale, middle angles of the shoulder blades draw in towards each other. So you can keep the arms relaxed and use your back muscles to squeeze shoulders into spine and down another notch. Lower rhomboids. Inhale, fill the upper back. Exhale, bottom angles of shoulder blades try to touch each other. Here, the arms can help by trying to draw the elbows towards each other behind you without flaring the ribs out. Keep them in so you're digging the bottom tips of the shoulder blades into the tight tissues along your spine. And relax your arms. Now, some of us are transitioning to all fours to move into some of the shoulder work, our rhomboid push-ups. If being on all fours doesn't work for you, repeat the shoulder roll series. If you don't remember exactly how to do it, that's fine. Just feel for getting breath into all parts of shoulders and upper back. Those of you coming to all fours will set up in a tabletop, either on your hands, or this works just fine on your elbows if you prefer to be down on elbows. Neutral spine, press the earth away to lift out of shoulders, relax your head and neck. Reach your tail, sitting bones and pubic bones straight back without tucking. Keep a natural curve and low back. Maintain that. The low ribs stay in. The pelvis stays neutral. Inhale your chest towards the earth so your shoulder blades rise behind you. Exhale, press the earth away. Upper back rises between the shoulder blades. Just moving the upper spine between the shoulder blades like that with your breath, up and down. Arms will stay straight so you can start to unstick this very tight area of the body. One more breath here. And come back to neutral spine, pelvic tilts. You can stay seated if you're seated. Meet us in tabletop or lie back on your back. That's fine. Inhaling, top rim of sacrum down so the low belly poofs out and the pelvic floor relaxes. Exhale, top rim sacrum sky. Draw low belly in. Couple breaths like that. Again, keeping here the ribs steady and the shoulders steady, neck relaxed. And freeing up this movement of the very lowest parts of the spine. All right, complete your rounds and head on down to your back. Nikki's here. Let's come into banana asana, lying on your back in the middle of your mat like you're in Shavasana. If it feels all right to shoulders to reach arms up, arms are up. You can do this with hands down though. Walk your feet over towards left edge of mat. Optional, hook your left ankle over your right. Catch your right wrist with your left hand. Relax the right shoulder as you elongate the arm from the shoulder. Feel for the pelvis staying balanced on the mat, the shoulders, the low ribs staying balanced so you're not leaning, turning to the left. Breathe open, right side body. Option to switch the cross of your ankles right on left. Might get a little deeper into the hip. Some days it hurts my pelvis low back to cross the ankles either way, so not necessary to cross. All right, release your wrists, uncross your ankles, take little baby steps as you walk your feet over to the right edge of mat. Option to hook right ankle on left. Catch the left wrist with right hand. And breathe space into the left ribs, the left side waist, the left hip. Left hip still heavy. Breathe the low ribs back towards the mat. Option to change cross of ankles, left on right, and explore that sensation. Release your hand, uncross feet, walk back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Let's take a couple rounds of oblique toner. Either come into a chair shape with your knees over your hips. Your feet can actually relax down, but activate them. Low back stays neutral in the way I was taught this exercise. So that means lumbar spine soft. For some low backs, that'll start to feel tweaky. So if you want to put your hands or put a blanket or some kind of lift underneath your pelvis so your low back can sink down, that's fine. Either way, put your hands on your waist so you can feel the ribs and the hips in one line. So if you're like me and ribs start to pop out, like a lot of bodies do, soften them in. Inhale into the low back ribs. Tip your knees over to the right, just enough for the left hip to pop up. Exhale, pull low belly in, come back to center. Inhale into low back ribs, knees to the left, low belly relaxes. Exhale, pull low belly in, center. Inflate low back ribs, knees to the right. If having knees together hurts, you might hold a block or a roll between your thighs. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left. Relax your low belly out. And then engage low abdominals. Come back to center. Option to add the arms. Reach your arms up to the sky. Interlock your fingers. Inhale, knees to the right. Lower left elbow to the ground. Out from left shoulder. Exhale, pull low belly in, center. Inhale, low back ribs, knees left, right elbow lowers out to the side. Exhale, back to center. Do one more to each side, either variation. And set your feet down for half bridge lifts. Option to put a roll between thighs. Those of you with low back issues, I think a roll between the thighs, or you have like those unstable pelvis that cracks a lot. So I'm going to do as I say, make a roll. It'll just help stabilize the pelvis as we start to go up and down. Feet are active. Lift and spread your toes. Relax your arms. Turn the palms up so your shoulders are nice and wide. Inhale, press your feet down. Tuck the tailbone as you press your hips up. Exhale, pelvis back on the ground. Inhale, hips to ceiling. Exhale, sacrum grounds. Inhale, hips up. Tailbone moving into the body. Exhale, lower down. Continue on your own rhythm. Some of you will come up for a few more breaths. Some of you won't lift up much at all. You'll do more like pelvic tilts. Four more breaths. Here's a good place to commit if you want to stay in bridge and let the heat build in your thighs. Drive your calves down toward your heels. And once you are complete, take the roll away, hug your knees up into your chest. Roll onto your right side in a fetal curve. You might want a pillow underneath your head so your head stays in line with your spine. Reach your right arm forward in front of your nose. Place your left palm on your right hand. Inhale, reach the left hand beyond the right, open upper back to breath. Exhale, slide left hand up the right arm and open into a twist. Left arm might reach the ground, it might not. Take a breath here and exhale, rewind. Go back and forth like that 2 more times. And I do recommend actually massaging, caressing yourself as you open across. A lot of active, energetic lines in this area this time of year. Lung meridian. It's also a great way to get some lymphatic drainage going. Those of us trying to stay healthy for the holiday season. And once you've finished your 3 rounds, roll on to your other side. Fetal curve on left side. By the way, when you open into twist, if you feel a lot of pull on the low back, work your tail behind you a little bit and see if that helps. So when you slide the right arm open, the twist will be higher up the spine. Go back and forth 3 sensual rounds. And here again, if it hurts shoulder to open into full twist or low back, you don't have to open all the way. When your rounds are complete, and there's no hurry if you're dropping into this meditation, this one we could do for the full hour, and I think it'd be a sweet practice. But when you feel complete, happy baby, come onto your back. Any variation of happy baby, knees wide, maybe the feet shine up to the sky. If you can reach the feet, that's nice, but maybe you'd prefer to hook your elbows around your thighs. Relax your arms. Sink your tailbone sacrum into the earth. Little half straddle rock. Inhale. Start to extend the right knee, foot towards the earth. Left heel comes into pelvis. Exhale, center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale, center. Now start to rock side to side on your own breath. Maybe you get to the place where your hamstrings, your inner thighs open up enough that you want to play with opening into a straddle here. Get breath into those tighter tissues. And just like we set the tone in the beginning, watching what happens rather than driving, leading with your expectations. Curious about when you mix breath into the experience, how that shifts it. On our backs, so you can either breathe and listen or come to a place where you can watch with zero strain in your neck. Yoga tune-up rainbows. Variation 1, straightforward. Arms out to a T. Legs straight up. Feet active, feet flexed. Inhale, right foot towards right hand. Mine will touch, yours might not. Exhale, left leg follows. Ankles stack. Inhale, reach left heel beyond the right. Exhale, restack ankles, draw navel to spine. Inhale, left leg up and over to left hand. Exhale, right leg follows. Stack your ankles. Inhale, reach right foot beyond the left. Right arm might come off the earth. That's okay on shoulder. That's fine. Otherwise, keep your hand on your hip. Exhale, restack. Hug your abdominals in. So I'll talk you through that nice and slow. You don't have to memorize. Some of you, legs straight, way too much strain. Then knees are bent like you're in a chair. Inhaling, right knee to the ground. Exhale, left knee stacks. Inhale, left knee and foot forward, shin forward. Exhale, reset. That's your variation. So if you're in your own flow, continue. Those of you who've been watching, come onto your backs with either legs straight, feet flexed, or in your chair shape. Inhale, right foot or knee towards the right hand. Exhale, left leg stacks. Line everything up. Then inhale, left beyond the right. Those of you with bent knees, make sure your whole shin, your foot, and your knees moving forward. Exhale, reset, restack, draw the low ribs in. Inhale, left leg goes up and over to the other side. Exhale, right leg stacks. Inhale, reach right beyond left. Exhale, reset. Continue on your own breath. I think maybe the most important part of this is that reset after you reach the top leg beyond the bottom. Come back to neutral. Feel your abdominals settle, your spine settle. One more full round to each side. When you feel complete, return to happy baby or simply knees to chest. Rock out. And everyone, knees to chest. We'll take a moment here. We'll transition. Are we ready to stand? Yeah, we'll transition up to standing. So take about 6 breaths in your transition. Some of you want to tuck your nose up into your knees and do some rock and rolls. It's a good way to connect to abdominal energy and turn it into overall energy. For many of our backs and necks, that's not great. So just do yummy rocks. Maybe transition into cats and cows, down dogs. Keep breathing. And continue to breathe through your transition. Once you do arrive standing, stand in your Tadasana with one hand on belly, one hand on your heart. Connect to the movement within. Sun breath. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, samastitihi, equal balance. Inhale. Exhale. You might choose to continue your sun breaths or follow me into half sun salute. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Either swan dive or tuck your chin, roll down if that's better for your back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Let's add the Shiva arms. Exhale, forward fold. That's a la Shiva Ray. Inhale, half lift. Slide your hands all the way up the fronts of your legs to your hips. Exhale, massage down backs and sides of legs. Draw yourself in. Use your hands as much as you need to rise. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, samastitihi. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up fronts of legs. Exhale, down the backs. Inhale, rise. Exhale to your heart. Once again, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, samastitihi. Pause for a moment in center with your hands and prayer thumbs on heart, or put a hand on belly, hand on heart to feel it beat. Kite hawk in horse stance. This is an arm shoulder exercise. So if you don't want to sit on your horse, you're welcome to stay in Tadasana or even sit on a chair. That's fine. Horse stance, feet open, 2.5, 3 feet. Bend your knees. Knees go right over your toes. So feet might not be more open than 45 degrees. This is not like ballet second position. I want you to feel nice and grounded. Arms, spread your wings out. A kite hawk is this big, elegant Australian bird, apparently. Your fingers like feathers. So energize your fingers. Soften your elbows down. Inhale. Start to rotate the thumbs behind you, turning the palms up and opening up through the chest, through the collarbones. Exhale. Rotate the other direction. Shoulder blades start to rise up over the shoulders. Inhale, turning your hands up and back, shoulder blades squeeze down. Exhale, other direction. Now, we're literally rotating the rotator cuff. So if you have any rotator cuff injury, much smaller movement, maybe you're just moving the wrists and running breath through those tissues. If your shoulders and all these joints are healthy, the movement can get as big as you like. Run your breath through your wings. And let the breath move you. 3 more breaths. And we'll finish. Relax the arms, straighten your legs, turn your feet in, toes in, heels out for a wide-legged stance. Inhale, shoulders, elbows back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Any variation of forward folds. Those of you who don't like to have your head hanging below heart, use blocks or something so that your head, heart, and hips are on the same level. You'll still get a hamstring stretch as you rock your weight toward your toes and lift your sit bones to the sky, pull your belly in. Those of you who are dingling might add a sway, bend a knee at a time, and let your spine, body start to sweep side to side, leg to leg. Unglue the hamstrings from the hips, from the low back. Those of you keeping your back flat can still dance your legs side to side, your hips. Windmilling triangle, come back to center. Inhale to a flat back. Hands either on blocks or up on your fingertips. Reach your tailbone back. Breathe the back ribs out. Front ribs stay in. Inhale, turn your chest to the right. Right arm opens. Exhale, center. Inhale into low back ribs. Turn left. So your spine stays neutral. Exhale, center. Go to each side 1 or 2 more times. And when you feel complete, either return to forward fold or come up to standing. We'll meet in runner's lunge. Right foot forward, right knee bent right over your right heel. On the back toes. Left leg strong. For some of us, it'll straighten. Not everyone. That's okay. But it's strong, drawing the left hip back and up. Right hip tucking under. Gaze is on the earth. Chin retracting slightly into the throat so the back of the neck lengthens forward. Warrior 2. Lift your hips up for this transition, spin your back heel down, or stand up if you need to transition that way. Warrior 2, facing side of mat with right knee bent. Reverse warrior with back traction and neck release. Inhale, lift the left hand up, and then reach back over your straight leg to lengthen the left side waist. Exhale, left hand down, right arm crosses ear. Back traction, left hand to left hip, right at the crease between hip and thigh. Press that in to continue to open the right hip and elongate your spine to the left. So rather than crunch down, and some reverse warriors, we do curve down, but think of this more as a lengthening shape. Neck release, lower your right palm towards your right knee. When your fingertips get close to your knee, you'll feel a really sweet stretch through right side of neck. Let your head relax from that stretch. Runner's lunge, hands down to either side of front foot. Twisting warrior, stay on the left hand. You can use a fist or a block and twist to the right. Maybe right hand stays on sacrum. Wide angled forward fold. Bring right hand down to left, fancy transition. Walk your hands to the left. Turn your right toes in so you're once again in that forward fold with your feet wide and parallel. Flank stretch. Bring your hands onto right ankle. Left hand holds ankle. Right hand on left hand. Relax your head into the crook of the left arm. Let the spine sway towards the earth, like your left arm's a hammock. Bend your knees as much as you need to so you can feel for gravity starting to traction open the ribs and the spaces between the bones of the spine. Release your ankle. Runner's lunge to left foot. Hands might be on blocks or even on chairs. You don't have to be very low here. This is a way to connect to the strength of your legs and use that to breathe length and space into your spine. Warrior 2. Right heel down. Come up to standing facing side of mat with left knee bent. If you need extra support, put your butt against a wall or something. Then reach the right arm back to lower right hand down. Left arm crosses ear. Right hand into right hip crease, grounds it down. As right hip goes down, left hip opens. Lower left palm towards left knee. Release your neck to the right. Now lift and spread your toes, ground through your heels. Feel for your butt heading straight to the earth. It's your glutes that are doing the work here. Runner's lunge, hands frame the front foot. Come on to back toes. Twisting warrior. Of course you can set back knee down if you like. Twist to your left, left hand to sky, or maybe on sacrum. Ooh, that feels nice. Wide angled forward fold. Walk your hands to the right, turn the left toes in. Flank stretch. Right hand holds the front of the left ankle, left hand's on the right hand. Some of you are pretty flexible. If you want to put your left hand on the ground and press the ground out to the side to press your right ribs over to the right ankle. That's a way to make this a more active opening. You don't have to. Gravity and breath are very active when you let go to them. Spider. Release your hands down. Inhale to a flat back. Turn the toes out, the heels in, bend your knees. Good. Some of you will keep hands on earth. Some of you will hold your ankles and use your elbows to open thighs. Some of you bring your hands or elbows on your thighs and dance your spider out. If it's right for your joints, do a little rock, rock side to side. Everyone bring hands onto thighs, tuck your tail down, pull your belly in, and find your way up to standing. Breath of joy. Come into a grounded stance, not a formal stance, something a little wider than Tadasana, not as effortful as horse. The breath rhythm here. 3 inhales and an exhale. Traditionally, the arms go forward, side, forward, and down. So it's inhale, 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 exhale. Ha. Movement as it's about the breath. So the movement as much as you want, as bouncy as you want to get the breath going. It doesn't have to be big. We'll start small and it might grow. So let's begin. Arms forward, side, forward, down. Ready? In, and out. In, out. In, out. Keep going. Grow it as much as you want. You can tune me out and get faster if that feels like what's happening. About 20 more seconds. Two, one. We'll meet in 5-pointed star, standing with your legs open, your arms open on diagonals, maybe looking up. If you're dizzy, keep your eyes open, look down, and feel. Lower your hands down. Let's come into twisting lunge, right foot forward. Lower back knee to the earth. Left elbow, right thigh. Left hand on ground, right hand to sacrum works fine too. Tuck your right sitting bone underneath you. Firm up the right buttock. And press elbow into thigh or use your breath to elongate the rib cage away from your hips. Pigeon. If belly down pigeons work for you, right shin down. Some of you will straighten the left leg back with your knee turned under. Some of you will open left knee out to the side for deer variation. If those belly down versions don't work for you, any version of pigeon on the back. It can look like figure 4. Maybe your foot's on a wall. Or you can extend the left leg out. Literally upside down pigeon. I want you to find a variation that is soothing for you. So especially after the movement we've done, I find sometimes rocking side to side, getting my breath back down into my hips, and getting heavier into the earth, soothing. You might find using pillows and blankets underneath hips, underneath your chest, underneath the back thigh. Those of you guys have knee down and your knee feels achy. Get comfortable enough that you can settle in and be completely conscious for these last 4 slow breaths. And find a neutral place to let the pose go. Maybe you simply lie in your belly. Maybe move into down dog or cats and cows. When you're ready, we'll meet in twisting lunge, left foot forward. Right elbow, left thigh, or the mirror image of what you did on side 1. And use this connect to earth. So yes, there is a balance challenge in twisting lunge. Press your feet down. Maybe drive the back knee down and feel for left hip tucking under. Some heat will build there. That's all right. We'll milk it in pigeon. But that's not even all right. That's unintentional. One more breath. And come into your pigeon on the second side. It might be the mirror of pigeon on the first side. But it's very rare that our hips, our knees feel the same from left to right. So if this side is asking for a variation, it doesn't have to look like anything. Slow your breath and feel your way into a place where you can drop in. Be present and watch. Consciousness dropping from the brain into your hip. So you can feel the hip from the hip. Connect to those sensations of earth against body. Recognize you are those sensations. In our yoga practice, we start to witness the fluctuations of physical sensation, of thoughts, of moods. They constantly change, so therefore we are not our body, our emotions, our thoughts. And yet in the present moment, you are 100% this thought, this sensation, and this feeling. Both true. Ease your way towards relaxation. Of course, if you would like to take more than 2 minutes for your Shavasana, feel free to turn off the Zoom and come into a place where you can be completely present and let go. Continue to rest if you please. If you're ready to make your way up, start by deepening your breath. And see if you can follow your feeling cues up to sitting. Watch. Namaste.